Hey everybody, welcome to Comedy Cigars and Music. And today's cigar for review is the Tatuaje Tattoo. It's kind of like saying tattoo, tattoo. Off the foot and wrapper, I'm getting creamy milk chocolate, raisin, and a nice pleasant floral note. The band's nice and simple, just says tattoo. Alright, so starting out this cigar here, it's got a nice earth that starts coming in, and then as that kind of develops a little bit, it kind of goes into this nice buttery tobacco core there, right? The Retrohale gives us some earth and coffee, and that's just real smooth, real subtle, delicate through that Retrohale there. And then on the finish, that coffee intensifies a little bit, but it ends up going right out in this nice medium smooth exit there. So enjoy that quite a bit. The aroma off the foot smoke here is kind of giving me this nice wood, milk chocolate, floral type of aroma, okay? That's pretty enjoyable as well. Now the draw, I wouldn't say the draw's tight, but it's not quite as open as I prefer. So what we're happening here is that draw is just a little bit snugger than I prefer. And then the smoke output is kind of matching that. So as much as you bring in is about as much as going out. And as far as the components of the cigar go, the wrapper is Ecuadorian, so it's from Ecuador. And then the binder and the fillers are from Nicaragua, which make them Nicaraguan. Alright, we are well into the first third here, and that burn is doing fine. A little wavy, but ain't nothing I'm gonna, hem-haw about. The flavors, got some earth coming in, a little bit of sweet butter in there, and then some spice is starting to get in there. Now, there's this, what I would call like a pre-retrohale, or maybe like a transition between the pole and the retrohale. And what I mean by that is, as I'm holding that smoke in my mouth, and kind of blowing it out there a little bit before I start blowing smoke out my nostrils there, there's this like that buttery tobacco core. I'm kind of feeling that more like the aroma of that, or taste, whatever you want to say, is more in my nose. And then as that smoke starts coming out, it's basically just some of this earth, and that's real smooth. Now on the finish, you got some coffee, spice, and there's just this hint of creaminess. I can feel like it's wanting to come in and play, but I don't know. It might be too shy. I don't know if it's going to knock on the door. Might just be standing on the porch like one of them antisocial kids, just kind of standing there, got like that, I guess with his hands down, looking at the door, looking at the doorbell, looking at the door again, looking at the doorbell, just thinking somebody might, sense he's there or something. Kind of a weird one. Anyway, there's that ash. Real nice, solid, and strong. Like my Uncle Terry. He's a strong guy. He used to go out, split wood, carry his dog. Speaking about my Uncle Terry, kind of reminds me he always listened, got smoke all over the place. This smoke and the draw, by the way, smoke output and draw, they're kind of kicking it up here a little bit. I like that. Anyway, speaking about my Uncle Terry, he used to listen to country music. Still does, I guess, technically. But anyway, kind of remind me with speaking about my Uncle Terry, speaking about this cigar here, the tattoo, kind of reminds me of that Jason Aldean song, Tattoos on This Town. I used to sing that in karaoke quite a bit. Like tattoos on this town. Like tattoos on this town. Ladies always like that one. Alright, we are rounding off the second third here. That ash fell off in a nice solid clump, and that burn didn't need a lick of help from me. Alright, now I've had earth, spice, which is kind of subtle, and then some butter here. Now, also, flavor wise here, along with that, you have these very subtle and random showings of toastiness, wood, and milk chocolate. It's like they want to peek their head in, see what's going on, like, hey, can I help in there? And then somebody's like, all right, you can, but it's kind of messy in here, it's a dirty job. And they're like, well, maybe not. Don't want to get my nails all messed up. The Retrohale's giving me a little bit of leather, earth, and dirt. Dirt. One of my best buddies' nicknames. Long story. Then the finish is giving me this nice, smooth leather and just a subtle spice. It's just kind of dancing in there, kind of maybe like a comb line dance. Maybe you know how guys kind of stick their hands on their side and they're, and I'm going and I'm back and I'm over and I twist. And kind of like, got smash on this Cigar. Kind of like that. Just kind of like a nice little square dance that spice is doing. If there's a square. And the draw and smoke output, still doing real good. Alright, finishing out the cigar here. Now the flavors, toastiness and raisin decided to take over. They were kind of in a constant battle on who was going to lead the charge here, right? And then you have earth and butter, but they were kind of side players here. And then, right at the end here, this vegetal note came in. Could have done without that. On the Retrohale, had some earth and coffee, and then in the finish, that coffee got real heavy and dark, and then it kind of transitioned out to a leather that left me with a fairly clean palate after that, so not bad there. I did have one major burn touch-up. Cigar kind of pulled the hospital gown on me. Half of it had wrapper, half of it had ash. Not sure which side was sticking out, whether it was the bud or, you know, front parts. Now, rating the cigar. In the written review, we kind of went stage actor on it. So, I'd give this cigar a 2.5 out of 4. Good performances. Script was okay. Draw and smoke output ended up being real good. And, aside from that one burn touch-up in the final third, no issues there, so, yeah. Smoke time for this cigar came out to 1 hour and 37 minutes. As always, thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this review, enjoyed other videos, other reviews, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to leave all your questions and comments below. We'll get them as they come along. Just on a side note here, had a real good time doing a YouTube Live earlier this week, and plan to do one of those maybe once a month or so. So check that out next time it comes around, and you know, till then, be cool to each other. Don't be a dillweed, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, such things fill about my eyes to amaze and confound me. Well, the way to the world, where I should have known myself. Well, the news and the company.